a short update on the energies. September 15, 2014. As many of you have noticed, the amplitude is once again increasing as we all prepare you for that incoming blast of light that will once again envelop your entire planet in this upcoming period. For as many of you know, you are approaching an important time of your year, when you once again enter what we like to call a focal point of energies. For what you call your equinox is once again approaching, and with it, a whole new set of coordinates will come into being. You see, this period will this time also come accompanied by a whole host of energetic messengers that will serve to strengthen the foundations for all those seeking balance, while at the same time serve to further destabilize those still intent on creating fear in the hearts and minds of humanity. And so, that rift between the two worlds will once again widen, and for those trying to straddle this expanse, the ensuing confusion will also increase. In other words, make sure to prepare yourselves for this incoming light by consciously going through your entire list of fixations, and we do mean that in a very broad way. For what needs to be fixed should be looked at in this upcoming period, and when we say fix, it is intended to cover the entire gamut from severance of old ties, finalization and closure, and all the way to fixing up solid anchorage to the new. And so, what may seem to be a long list of contradictions will eventually clarify your situation more and more as you begin to survey the scene that lies before you. Are you entirely free from any old inhibitors, or have some of them started to resurface again? And if they have you realized the reason for it, or has your mind started to play out the same old tales of disbelief and diminishment? You see, as these incoming energies continue to squeeze and pull at you, it will also continue to extract the old and outdated juices, if you will, and so, you may all at some time get that lingering sour taste of yesteryear in your mouth. But again, it is essential to understand that this is all about extraction, and so, whatever may surface is doing so in order to make it disappear from your foundation, but in doing so, it may serve to confuse you even further. For this time, it serves you all to keep in mind that this is not for you to hold on to and scrutinize, no matter how foul a taste it will leave as it exits your being. No, this is simply something that you need to sever any attachment at all to in order to clarify you for that next step of final separation that looms ahead. For now, so much will begin to leave your being it may be likened to a veritable storm of confusing emotions for many of you, and so, we will once again repeat our old message of maintaining your focus on your inner being, not on your immediate surroundings where more chaos may erupt at any moment. For this period will serve to convince many of you that you might be losing the grip on yourself, but try to keep in mind that if you do, it is because you are meant to. For what you need to lose grip on is everything that is being pushed out to the very perimeter of your existence in order for it to be able to exit your field completely, and so, if you try to catch it in the flight as it were, you will simply delay the departure. And doing that will also serve to increase your bewilderment as soon as the ship you have boarded begins to drift ever further out into those clear blue waters of tomorrow. For what is leaving you now is something you will need to let go of in order to make that journey outwards ever more speedy and indeed less intense, and so we will once again leave you with this short advice. Learn to let go of anything that arises within you that leaves you feeling uneasy, unsure, or even unworthy, for it is all part of your old setup, all packed up and made ready to leave you. For if you start to cling to these old remnants in an attempt to unravel the mystery they still hold for you, you will only serve to make yourself more entangled in this old web of insecurity and inability to soar as high as you are more than capable of at this moment in time. And now, as the incoming light will once again start to push the buttons in so many of you, learn to distinguish between those buttons that will serve to increase your abilities to soar ever higher and those that will only serve to slow you down. And now, that will be more imperative than ever, as the proverbial train has indeed left the station and the speed is picking up. And if you continue to try to sort through all of the unclaimed baggage still cluttering up the station, you will make it exceedingly difficult for yourself to literally catch those waves of incoming light that will soon arrive, ready to lift you all ever further and ever faster onwards and upwards, away from the old and into new layers of interesting formations of energetic compatibilities that again will serve to increase your momentum. You see, this process is like an ever-unfolding origami-like structure of interconnected energetic strata, one leading to another in a very detailed sequence. So if you in any way try to hold back the force of this momentum, you will only make it that much harder for yourself. For then, what can only be likened to a powerful but smooth river of light, will for you seem to be nothing more than a churning morass of pulsating light, all doing what it can to bring you out of that stale backwater you so tenaciously try to cling on to. In other words, the light will do what it can to give you another mighty push in the back to speed your progress, but if you try to push your way backwards, you will find yourself having a really hard time catching your breath or even keeping your head above the water. So again we say, prepare yourself by making that list of what to focus on and what to simply let go of, one that truly favors the last category, and then, you will realize that all you need to bring along is you, the very essence of you. That is all it takes, and everything else is indeed optional. That is, the more you think you need to carry with you, the less comfortable this next part of the journey will be, and the more you will be apt to be dragged under by that extra burden you place on yourself. So let go and let be, and give yourself the opportunity to simply allow yourself to float as freely as you can in this ever-moving, ever-increasing flood of light. And do not think you have failed to do your lesson if nothing untoward at all will surface for you in the next few days. For if you already feel as free as a bird, that is actually what you are. And remember, do not make yourself the disservice of comparing your process to that of others in a way that will make you feel at fault. For that is indeed the surest way to exceed the limits of any carry-on luggage you might be tempted to try to take along with you on this next stage. So again we say know that all is well, and again, remember to let bygones be bygones, and continue to keep that uppermost in your mind as these days and nights come and go. For that way, you will learn the lesson as quickly as possible, and the lesson is once again the same it has been countless times before, whatever emerges is not for you to take care of. It is simply letting you know that it is exiting your immediate surroundings, and if you remember to not hold on to it, it will soon dissipate forever. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com